let's try some quick fire questions. Describe yourself in 3 words.
Mouthy. Relentless.
Yeah.
It's a good word. And funny. I think, funny. I think I'm one of the lads. You know, I do. I think that's probably one of the things. And by the way, you struggled trying to get 3 words out of me. But I just do think that's one of the things that people I find remarkable when, you know, I might talk to someone. You know what? You're actually all right. I'm like, am I? Thank you very much. Nice of you to say so. So yeah, there's a lot of words, but I think they're 3 good ones.
Earliest memory.
Earliest memory was probably moving house at around 6 years old, 5 or 6 years old. My dad come from a council estate in Dagenham in East London, and his dad was a bus driver, and he started to make money around the time where I was born. And when I got to 5 or 6, he'd made quite a lot of money, and we sort of moved from a nice house to a palatial house. And I just remember sort of running out on those fields, and it was probably one of the few times that because I've grown up with this probably quite a lavish life and been very, very lucky, that it was that moment of, wow, look, you know, look what you've got, Dad. And yeah, that was probably my earliest memory.
Biggest regret?
Biggest regret? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you're bored of people saying I don't really have regrets, but I think that...
Not regret, mistake. Have you made mistakes?
Yeah, make mistakes. Oh, you know, what's the saying? If you haven't made 100 mistakes by the time you've got to work, then you know you're not breathing. I think life's about mistakes. I think you have to make mistakes to learn. You know, as we say in boxing, you don't lose, you learn. And I think failure. I think failure has to be unacceptable to you if you've got a winning mentality. But at the same time, you do have to understand that it happens. So I like to prepare myself in a way where everything that I execute, I do with all my heart and soul. And I think in that mindset, it's very difficult to have regrets, because if you're consistent in what you do and you have a good work ethic, then it's hard to have regrets because you've done everything right.
Favourite food?
I mean, I do like a pizza, you know. And I think
what goes on the pizza?
I think something spicy. I mean, I like the jalapenos. But I've been thinking lately, when was the last time you had a really good Chinese? You know, everyone likes a curry, but you know, Chinese is hard to come by in terms of the quality. Do you know what I'm saying? So everybody likes the starters. I mean, you know, when you get those starters, you've got to have your crispy duck, but you've got to have the prawn toast, you've got to have the chicken satay, you've got to have the crispy seaweed. My mouth is actually drooling while I'm saying this to you now. So I'm actually going to throw in a cheeky Chinese, to be honest with you.
We'll see what we can whip up.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to get one tonight, am I?
Yeah. What is the best piece of advice you ever received?
There's 2 things that my dad's always told me. One is that when things get tough, you need to wake up an hour earlier in the morning and go to bed an hour later. Very, very simple. And the other one is always leave a little bit of fish. They always leave a little bit of bread in the fish's mouth. Right. And what that means is don't ever get greedy or complacent. You know, greed is a terrible, terrible thing in business and in life actually. But you know, if you're talking about a deal or you're talking about anything, you know, always make sure that you know everybody leaves eating and having eaten. And I think that's important. But certainly, hard work is something, and that sort of relentless work ethic has always been drummed into me from an early age. I'm not a genius. You know, I'm going to be in front of many geniuses tonight. But
you
are. No, you guys, you are. But it doesn't mean that you're going to go on and become great. So I think, you know, it's the mindset is so important, but it has to be driven by a passion for what you do. That is key, because you can't be relentless. You can't have that spirit, that tenacity, that drive without loving what you do. And that's why it's so important, particularly at this stage in people's lives here, to actually carve that out. Because in life, you know, you can move under the radar for a long period of time, and then before you know it, you're 40 years old doing something you wish you'd never done before. So these moments are key.
What's your most memorable fight?
Has to be Anthony Joshua against Vladimir Klitschko at Wembley. You know, I mean, AJ knocked him down in the 5th round, started celebrating, ran out of gas, took a pasting towards the end of the round, got knocked down by a thunderbolt in the 6th round, got up, looked like he was about to get stopped him in the 11th round in front of 90,000 people at Wembley. And you know what, I can't even remember a bloody thing about the whole event. That's the sad thing about it. But when I watch it back, I just think that was probably the greatest fight I've ever seen.
Second favourite sport?
Cricket.
Really?
Cricket, yeah. I played a lot of cricket. I played for Essex from under 11s to about under 17s for the county. So loved playing cricket and loved playing football, to be honest with you. I was just, at rugby, I was just a big lump that you'd give the ball to, but I was so slow, painfully slow. Playing football, my dad would say to me, "Oh, son, you turn like an oil tank." That was the encouragement I got. So, like in sport, I was a decent cricketer, but my job is like the dream job for a failed athlete because I get to work in sport. But really, in terms of sport, bundles of heart, very little ability.
Who's your favourite rival?
Rival? Probably a guy called Bob Arum in America, 89. Talks like Daddy. What are you doing, you piece of shit? Excuse my language, that's how he talks.
Yeah.
But he has the ability, like I've been in press conferences this far apart from him before, and he has completely ruined me, like to the American media. Like, this guy don't know shit about boxing in America. Look at him. And I'm thinking, if you were an 89, I might be chinning you then,
Yeah.
But afterwards, when there's a deal to be done, just like that, Eddie, we should try to go for dinner tonight. It's like, not really, no. But he has the ability to sort of, not every occasion, but most occasions, leave ego aside and do good business.
Oxford or Cambridge?
Well, we're going to find out, aren't we, for the big fight? I mean, we've been talking about this for a while.
Downstairs.
Yeah,
We've got
it's a hell of a venue. I told you, we want the Royal Albert Hall. When crowds come back, I think this event takes place in March or something like that. I don't know if it happened this year, but I said there's big fascination in that because obviously you've got the boat race, you've got rugby. Boxing's different. People don't expect Oxford and Cambridge to go to a war in the ring against each other, and they would. And the bragging rights are on another level. I can only imagine the bragging rights for the boat race, and the rugby. This is on another level. This is a fight, right? So we have to do it. Once crowds are back up and running, next spring, Oxford v Cambridge, and then you'll get your answer then.
We can't wait. Eddie Hearn, thank you very much.
Cheers.